So here's the second session with the open mouth behaviour challenge. In this step I am adding in a second stick, which is going to be a PVC pipe, because that's what we're going to be using for the final behaviour. So because we're still in the early shaping stages, what I want to do is to revisit the rubber stick, and then when we're comfortable with that, then we're going to add in the PVC stick, so that we can then transition to the PVC stick alone instead of using the rubber stick. And this also helps them to be set up for success, so that when they're introduced to the final piece of equipment, they're like, oh, I'm not quite sure about this material, and then getting stressed, because we don't want that. So I'm also not adding in a verbal cue at the moment, because I want the behaviour to be reliable for the final output of the behaviour, and also so that we can just focus on one task at hand, which is just literally shaping the behaviour of what's wanted. So sometimes we wait to add in a verbal cue to make sure that the behaviour that we're teaching is super reliable before adding in a verbal cue, because we're all human, and as trainers we can mess up our handling skills as well, and that's just more pressure for the dog. So this is why we both want to be super confident, not just the handler and not just the dog, in the behaviour. So here you can see with Django, so we're continuing with the rubber stick, and then each time he holds the stick I'm rewarding him. You can also see I've got my clicker as well, and you might see that I'm fiddling about a little bit, so it was a little bit much with the clicker getting slimy, holding the rubber stick, and then Django was also trying to take the stick when I wasn't ready. So to avoid poisoning the behaviour, I was moving the rubber stick down to the side, and I tried to move treats away because he was super focused on the treats. So this is what I mean, sometimes it can just get messy in a training session, and it's nobody's fault, it's just one of those things that happen. So you see there that he knows the stick, and then I waited until he gave the behaviour, but then obviously because I'm not filming, I didn't notice that he grabbed the stick a second time. So it can be just useful when you record to look back to see what else is going on, because we're not always aware in the moment. So I'm just placing the two sticks together, and then obviously they've got a choice of whether they want to continue, or they could refuse and say, I'm not comfortable with that material. So this gives us feedback as handlers, as well as what the dog is enjoying or not enjoying. And then of course fade out the rubber stick, and we're just working on the PVC pipe. We have done this before, which is why this session stroke tutorial is running a lot faster than it would in real time, because this is a tutorial, and of course because we've done this before, so please don't worry if you're not getting the same results, because we didn't get the same results in this speed of time, and we actually did several sessions prior to this session. So those of you that know me know that I like to be really transparent. So here with Diesel you could see was nudging it a few times, so we had a little bit of frustration there. So here with Diesel you can see the rubber stick is actually in front of the plastic, because his mouth obviously isn't as large as the wolf dogs. So then we drop down to just PVC pipe, which as you can see he's more than happy doing. But as I say, we have worked on this behaviour before this video, so if your dog takes a bit of time and it takes a bit of time with your handling, just don't worry about it, just go at the pace that is suitable for you both. And so he's so into it that he jumped off to go and grab the stick. So just find what works for you and which is the right balance for you and your dog, and enjoy step 2.